Cornerstone Animal Hospital. This time you want to talk about safe things and not so safe things for pets to chew on. This is an important one.
Yes, very much so. And there's many things that are unsafe. There's a lot of treats out there, a lot of toys out there, and many of them are really unsafe. In fact, yesterday I had the pleasure of taking something out of unsafe, having to go to emergency surgery for a patient because we thought there was something safe and it wasn't. Okay, and so when we're talking about treats, and treats are something that, for everyone's knowledge, should be less than 10% of the diets in our pets. Okay, no more. It's okay to do that. If you want to do less, that's okay. Okay, but there's a big conception out there that dog bones and chew toys and all that stuff is okay. And so just wanted to briefly talk about what is okay and what's not safe.
Okay.
So in general, when we're talking about not safe things that are common myths, is actual natural dog bones. And so, you know, old school, we think you just throw a dog a bone, they chew on it. That's a classic thing we see on the cartoons and everything. Well, those are actually really damaging for our dogs. Okay, one, if they're fresh from a pet or wildlife, there can be a lot of bacteria and problems that they can ingest and can become very sick. But if they're actually processed the way they're supposed to, those bones actually become very brittle, and they're brittle enough they can actually break our domestic dog's teeth. Okay, which can be very harmful, be very painful. Then they have to go through either surgical extractions or through root canals in order to repair that. Okay, and so avoid natural, real dog bones. Okay, another common natural thing we see out there nowadays I hear about is antlers. Okay, while yes, antlers have good nutrition to it, again, they're too hard for our domestic dog's teeth. We shouldn't be chewing them because
they
again,
would seem like they would be.
Yeah, they're really hard. As a general rule of thumb, if you can't put a little bit of bend in the treat that your dog is eating, it shouldn't be fed.
Okay,
round bones to kind of remember.
Decide,
yeah, round bones. Those are also very dangerous. You can see some of those old school bones that you pick up at the store, and they're actually round, and they're a great chew toy. But the problem is the dog can actually get their lower jaw stuck in those.
Oh my goodness.
And those have to be surgically removed. Okay, and so those are three big no-nos. There's a lot of dental treats out on the market that, while they're not necessarily dangerous as far as surgery or obstruction, they can cause a lot of GI issues. Okay, you know, when we're talking about string or really soft toys that pets like to chew and tear apart, if your pet is one that likes to destroy blankets or toys, shouldn't be fed them. We need to give them something harder to chew so you don't end up with a surgical complication.
I can imagine what all you've seen with that. So
many things.
We appreciate that you alert us, and because a lot of these things we think, oh, that's fine, that's natural, that's something that's fine for them, and it can really be detrimental.
Absolutely. So now let's go on to the positive side of what can we feed. So different things like CET, dental treats are what I tend to recommend. So if you're going to feed a treat, might as well get some use out of it, help the teeth. Okay, so CET dental treats are a really good treat. If we're talking about toys, I tend to stick with the Kong toys. That's K-O-N-G, because they're made more hard and firm, and you can put little kibble and stuff down there, so it actually helps to stimulate their minds to actually work for that, give them a job to do instead of just giving them a treat and making them overweight. Okay, and so Kong toys or the CET dental treats are what I tend to recommend.
Okay, those are great recommendations. I love the Kong toys too, and it's neat when you can put the treat in there and it gives them something to do too.
Yeah, playtime, and just helps them just love life.
Okay, great. These were all great tips as always, Dr. Stroud. Thank you. And coming up next on Living Well, it's time for more of your weather forecast with meteorologist Chase Bowman. So stay with us. We'll be right back with him.